Kids can't thrive with adults who are walking around pretending like, oh, everything's fine, don't worry, just relax and do your work. We noticed that kids came alive when they were around adults who were authentic, who were excited about life, who were real, and who were willing to take risks. I'm Peggy Taylor. I'm co-founder and creative director of Partners for Youth Empowerment. When you light a fire in a young person, you're just saying yes to what is in there that no one said yes to before. It's like this glow that just starts to, and it's when the whole brain gets engaged and then all the boundaries start going down in a good way. Our armoring starts to go down and we start to feel ourselves in space and in relationship to others and in relationship to people who we might never have thought we would even be drawn to or like. Suddenly everybody looks beautiful because their quirky self is coming out and they're taking these risks. The whole reason our program grew and has really grown into a movement is because of the people that got involved.
When Peggy and Charlie shared with me what they were doing with Power of Hope, and they played me some of the songs and some of the poems that these young people had written, it just reached deep into my soul. It was so moving and so stirring that I just had to come. My name is Victoria Santos, and I am co-director of Young Women Empowered. There's many things in life that one does not choose. It is chosen for you, and this is one of those things. I was chosen.
There's a missing ingredient, which is bringing that, adding in the whole piece around developing creative learning communities and bringing in that special sauce that comes when you bring creative expression, opportunities for taking creative risks. When you bring that into the mix, social emotional programs come alive. We're just taking the lid off something that exists in everyone that isn't finding expression. And so these bonds develop between people.
If everybody could experience Power of Hope during their teenage years, the world would change overnight. It's so powerful to experience, even for a week, being accepted, being a part of a community, being seen for who you are and who you want to be. My name is James Sutter, and I'm an author and game designer. What brought me back again and again, whether it was, as a teen or working as a staff when I got out of college or later as a board member, was simply the fact that there are a lot of great causes in the world and a lot of great charities, but I had seen this one work. I knew that this changed people because it changed me. The power of the program is that it gets everybody to step outside of that armor they've built for themselves and really start connecting with each other in a supportive way, talking about things. It's hard to change the world if you don't know what that changed world could look like. And Power of Hope shows you, just for a brief time, what the world could look like.
Of course, you're never completely changed because you're always yourself, but I was a shy person with a really strong personality. And I think some of my shyness came from some of the difficulty in my family growing up. So I think I had shyness that came more from fear and some trauma than being naturally shy. And when I started this work, I was like, I have to step into myself before I die. That's my soul challenge. I was 50 years old and I was like, I have to do this. And I was just in that shell. And it was really through this work, and it started for me really with leading the adult trainings, which was a realm I felt more comfortable in. Working with these creative techniques, working with people, it just began to work on me. And then one of our Power of Hope grads called me up one day or emailed me. Jamie Rose Edwards was her name.
And then Peggy, and with all of her magic, called in all the youth workers, teachers, organizers, activists, artists that she knew who were connected with young women in the community. And together We basically called our communities together to start the first year of Why We. I'm Jamie Rose Edwards. I'm the co-founder and co-director of Young Women Empowered. I started at Power of Hope camps when I was 16 years old, and that's where I first met Peggy Taylor and Charlie Murphy. And I was raised in the Power of Hope community, raised in Power of Hope culture, and raised around amazing adults like Peggy who believe in the power of young people's leadership.
It's basically three bodies of work that come together. One is experiential learning by doing and reflecting, and then how does that change how I'm going to live my life?
There are some things that are formulaic, that you need to do this and this and this, right? At the same time, once you're integrated, then it's a process. It's the way you can live your life. It's almost like being a really good musician. At first, you have to go through the tools of this is how you play your instrument. And eventually, it's in your bones and you're just a musician, right? And you just play.
The whole field of facilitation, there's so much great facilitation practice and understanding of group dynamics. How can you connect? How can you really make a group, help a group to sing, to work together and feel comfortable?
Everybody had something they needed to be supported through, and to get that from your fellow campers changes everything. And it makes me think, God, if we can do that, we can do this anywhere. And with Pi Global, it is happening everywhere. It's happening in the communities that most need it, whether it's North Ireland or Uganda or wherever, but it's also happening here because everywhere needs that. There is always conflict, there is always pain, and it can always be made better by people who are willing to listen with their whole heart.
And then here's the secret sauce. This is what we added in the mix, is arts practice. You put those three together and this is where the magic happens.
We started in 2010 with 40 young women and 20 mentors in our program, and now it's 2018 and we're on track to serve over 700 women and girls in this coming year.
I believe there's a gang of people around the world that are all connected. They're so alike, not alike in their culture, they're alike in their presence and their love and their spark. And they exist all over the planet. They exist in every little community everywhere, and they're starting to find each other. And we have to find each other. And if I can play any small role in helping that group of people find each other, I will consider my life a success.